Get you to your takeaways. We'll start with a guy in Flores, Brian Flores, who has a history with New England. Miami, they've won 5 straight. Washington, they've won 4 straight. How are they putting these streaks together there in Washington and in Miami?
Just, both teams or both coaches, the players believe in these guys. They just believe in how hard Ron Rivera. Think about Ron Rivera when going through cancer. The players saw all the sacrifices, so they love and they respect their coach. You think about Brian Flores. If they didn't love and respect their coach at 1-7, they would have quit. They would quit, but they've won, 5 or 6 in a row. They've been outstanding. They have a lot of respect for Brian Flores. And one thing about him, knowing him from my Patriot days, he's going to continue to fight and claw to get this team back on top. So, I got a lot of respect for both the Washington football team and the Dolphins. Ron Rivera and Brian Flores getting his players to play for him.
It's fun to watch Tua play some of his best football, too, right now, because this is starting to look like Tua from Alabama. He's starting to look comfortable and confident back there. And early in his career, he kind of had happy feet, if you know what I mean. He'd have someone open, but he's sort of shuffling his feet, and now he's throwing it, and the throws all over the place. Like, watch Tom Brady play. Look how settled his feet are. Look how tall he stands in that pocket. I'm starting to see Tua play like that now, and the throws are starting to hit. And, yeah, he's athletic, and he can layer all of that on top of it, but he's finally starting to settle his feet. When you have receivers like Waddle, they have great tight end play right there. Mike Gesicki is somebody who really leads that charge for them. So if he can just get these guys the ball, Parker's another playmaker on the outside. This offense has a little firepower, and like you're saying, Brian Flores knows exactly what he's doing defensively.
Absolutely, and the impact of rookie wide receiver Jalen Waddle, he's given this offense some explosiveness that they haven't had. He's got the familiarity with Tua, and like you said, Tua is starting to look like an NFL quarterback. You told me that on Sunday. I said, let me pay a little bit more attention, and you're absolutely right. He's starting to look like he's playing with confidence. He's just doing all the little things that it takes to be a really good quarterback in this league, and we see with the defense and with the weapons that they have on offense, just continue to incorporate that run game to try to keep it a little bit more balanced, and they should be okay.
Speaking of that run game, I was having fun going back and watching the Washington football team. I just wanted to go back and watch that game. And Taylor Heineke was taking some massive shots. I mean, he was getting beat up back there. But what's fun to watch about him is he pops right back up and he plays just a true competitor. He's just a pure competitor. They have an awesome run game. That offensive line is one of the most underrated in the NFL to me. Leno Jr., Flowers, Sheriff, Lucas, they're all playing dominant football. So 4 of their 5 are extremely highly graded on the offensive line. And so when you watch him play behind it, when you watch Antonio Gibson get going as a young running back behind him, all of a sudden the Washington football team, even without Chase Young, is right back in the thick of this playoff picture. How do you think they got here?
Well, they got here through their head coach. Their head coach, Ron Rivera, doesn't play. He holds these guys accountable, and he'll let you know. One thing about Ron, I say he keeps it real. He's going to let you know what his expectations are, just like when he came out and said, I have no interest in Cam Newton. Ron Rivera is going to hold his players accountable. They respect him. He treats them like men, and he is a certain expectation level, and if you meet it, you're going to be there. If you don't meet it, you're going to be out the door. That's why I love him.
Yeah, that's right. And then you got a guy like Heineke who throws just a bad interception. It was in the fourth quarter. The prior series, he throws a bad interception. They get the ball back. They're down 1. There's 2 minutes and 22 seconds left. And Heineke still believes. He makes about 5 great throws to get them back down the field into field goal range. They hit the game winner. So there's just starting to be a belief, and I'm with you. That seems to come from their head coach. Gets to your second takeaway right here, Rod. And your second takeaway is with Arizona, the Cardinals. They are back to full force. What did you see with Kyler returning?
He definitely gave them a spark. I mean, I think with his speed and the decision-making, you could tell that this is a completely different offense. It's just so much more dangerous when you have Kyler Murray running around. And you see with the little reception of D-Hop in the end zone, they still have that connection. But this is the guy that really has impressed me, James Conner. And last year we thought he was done with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, this guy can't play anymore. But now you give him some decent blocking. You give him a quarterback that can scramble. You give him a passing game. Now James Conner is a different guy. And once we talked about Kyler Murray not trying to do too much, just taking the simple things, allowing his defense to fly around and make plays, 4 interceptions, 3 sacks, a bunch of pass breakups. We know Budda Baker and Chandler Jones and them guys, they've been great this year.
I'm with you. I think what they did with Kyler was really smart to sit him with the lower leg injury, especially while they're winning, because they were winning a couple of games, right? Colt McCoy's in there, but they're still finding ways to win. If they're going to really do something substantial this year, it's going to be with the healthy Kyler Murray. So they really took their time getting him back, getting him all the way healthy. That's what he looked like. I mean, how many quarterbacks in the NFL do you see that scare defensive backs with their speed? I mean, you can forget about defensive ends. He gets around them with no problem. But defensive backs don't know what to do with them when he gets into the second level, and that's some scary, scary speed. To me, they are one of the big three when I look at the NFC. Green Bay, Tampa, and the Cardinals. Those are my big three in the NFC. What's your take on those three all in one group?
I agree with you, boss. I agree with you. Arizona, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay. You're talking about arguably, with Tampa Bay and the Green Bay Packers, 2 of the best quarterbacks in the league. You got Kyler Murray there, the most dangerous quarterback in the league. I think you're spot on. I like those picks. But don't sleep on Tampa Bay. I'm telling you, as the defense gets a little healthier, they're going to come back, and at the end of the day, they're going to be right there.
That's right. Let's get to your third takeaway. This one comes from Sunday Night Football, Rod. The Broncos, they got all those playmakers. You were talking about them the entire pregame show. You really like their receivers. You like Javonte Williams out of the backfield. But I'm going to focus you in on the quarterback and Teddy Bridgewater. What do you think of the most important player?
Look, man, I love Teddy Bridgewater. We know that he's a good kid. He's been hurt. We cheered for him, and all those different things. But at the end of the day, the Broncos need another quarterback. They got to get them a quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is an average quarterback. He's not going to make a ton of mistakes, but he's not going to do a bunch of great things. You look at the weapons like you talked about, Jerry Jeudy in the slot. You got 2 receivers that are 6'3", 6'4", big guys. You got Noah Fant, and you're throwing it directly to Juan Thornhill and the defense. I just don't get it. They're going to have to find someone that makes an impact. There's nothing about Teddy Bridgewater outside of his rehab and everything that he's done, when he was injured, that inspires me. When I'm on the field, I don't see that. I don't see that fire. I don't see anything like that. I like Teddy Bridgewater as a person, but at the end of the day, if the Broncos want to win and utilize all the money that they've invested in those wide receivers, you got Jared Jeudy you drafted in the first round, you got Javonte Williams as the running back, you drafted him in the second round. You're going to have to get a quarterback that can play this game at a high level, and Teddy Bridgewater can't.
That's right, and Drew Lock can't either. So, when you look at this team, they're playing good defense. You got Javonte Williams, who is just carrying defenses, running the football. We were talking to Tyrann Mathieu after the game. How about the way he was talking about Javonte Williams? He's basically like, you're trying to get down there in position to find him, but by the time he ducks underneath those offensive linemen, he's already so low you can't even get leverage on him. He had showed so much respect for Williams as a rookie, which was awesome to hear. Jerry Jeudy's finally healthy, you were just talking about. Just signed both of their other receivers in Sutton and Patrick to contract extensions, so they believe in everybody else. The defense has even been playing pretty well without Von Miller, but they just can't find consistency at the quarterback position, and it's really starting to hurt this team. Let's get you to your fourth one, a quarterback who has been very consistent. Tom Brady starting to look really dangerous, and his man Gronk, how about the way he's flying around?
Gronk looks like he's been on TB12, period. He looks like he's 28 years old. When I watch Gronk play, it's like he's running smooth, he's not tight, he's catching passes. Not only is he catching passes, he's catching passes against linebackers, safeties, and cornerbacks. He's getting off the line, he's been healthy, and Tom sticks with him. I don't care if you get up there, you jam Rob Gronkowski a little bit. He's going to continue to fight and claw. You got to double team this guy, especially when they get in the red zone. One guy cannot stop him. He's 6'7", 270 pounds. And I don't understand what the hell defensive coordinators are doing. How can this safety right here, Eric, I forget his last name, but he used to play for the Raiders. You can't guard Rob Gronkowski with this kid. You can't. It's unfair. It's not even right to ask him to do something like that. Rob is one of the greatest tight ends to ever play in the history of football. If I were a defensive coordinator, he would get double teamed every single play he's in the red zone. He wouldn't catch a pass.
That's right. That's right. This looked like old times to me. I mean, it's crazy to watch Gronk. It'd be one thing if he was he's been in the league decade plus. It'd be one thing if he was out there looking like an old man and kind of just having his last go around in the league with Brady or what have you. But I'm right there with you on the TB12 stuff. I mean, I haven't seen Gronk stride out like this since about 2015 or something. It's like I cannot believe the way he's running. If they can figure out a way, and maybe you rest him, maybe you just take him a game off, maybe you play him 1 week, give him a week off, play him again. Be very strategic about when you use him. But if you can get him through this full 18-week season, if you can get him to the playoffs, I don't see any reason why I'm starting to really believe we may be looking at a Tampa and a New England Super Bowl, Brady, Belichick rematch. Can you imagine if we got that one on NBC? My goodness.
Did Rodney Harrison tell you that on Sundown? I'm not sure.
I think you might have told me that like 2 months ago, Rod, to be perfectly honest. Forget about Sunday.
But I'm going to tell you this.
For real.
What I think, too, what's happened with Tampa's passing game is Leonard Fournette, he's actually making a difference. I mean, he's catching a lot of passes out of the backfield, which has really opened up opportunities for Rob Gronkowski because as we see when we watch the tape, he's one-on-one. No Antonio Brown means more dependence on Gronk. So I think that Tom is purposely coming out trying to get Gronk the ball, trying to continue and have that chemistry, that continuity with him. But I think it's great, man. I'm so proud of Rob Gronkowski, the sacrifices that he's making for his body so he can stay out there, he can play. And you better believe he's on that TB12 because he looks good.
Now, I'm about to get on that TB12 here in a second. Let's get you to your fifth takeaway, and I want to get some sound involved here too. So this is the Ravens, the Steelers, right? This whole rivalry. Every time these two meet, forget about the record. It's going to be a great game when they're on the field. Here was Coach Tomlin, though, right after the game, talking about Coach Harbaugh and his use of analytics. This is fun. Listen to this.
No, it did not. You know, they aggressively play analytics. And so, you know, from that standpoint, they're predictable.
You know what? Let me just say this. I don't really think it's analytics. I just think that Coach Harbaugh has a feel for his team. And when he came out and said, look, we don't have any cornerbacks, I agree with him. You should go for it. You got Mark Andrews. You got Lamar. You know, you've been out in this situation before. Like, I don't blame him. So I don't think it's necessarily analytics. I just think that he had a feel for his team. I mean, if they're dropping like flies and you lost your best corner, Marlon Humphrey, you lost a bunch of other guys during the season, like, go for it. I'm not mad at Harbaugh for going for it. We were there earlier in the year when they played against Kansas City, and they won the game being aggressive. You know, and this is right. All Lamar right here. Lamar has to make that play. He has to make that play. We saw for 2 straight weeks Lamar missing easy passes, throwing it to the defense. He's got to get back confident. He's got to step into that throw. And anything that Mark Andrews has hit his hands, he's caught the last 2 or 3 years. So Lamar's going to have to step up, be able to make these type of plays if they want to continue to move forward. This is an easy play right here.
Yeah, I think it's a belief thing. Right, I'm with you. He probably should have dove for that. Definitely should have had 2 hands out there on a 4th down. I mean, you got to go full extension after one like that, I would think. And it wasn't.
I'm not going to question Mark.
I'm not
going to question Mark Andrews. I'm not going to question Mark Andrews with that. He's expecting the ball to be on the money, and when you throw the ball way up here, you can't reach for it because he's running toward the sideline. So I don't put that on Mark Andrews. I put that on Lamar. And we, like I told you, the week before we watched him throw how many interceptions? Was it 4?
I think it was 3 in 1 quarter, 3 in the second quarter alone.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. So it's a belief thing, right? And at some point the belief might run out. But the thing I remember from the prior Sunday night, which I think was the Kansas City game, was the conversation that Lamar had with Harbaugh, where he basically just goes, "Lamar, do you want to go for it?" I mean, do you remember that? And Lamar said, "Hell yeah, I want to go for it." And they went right back out there, went for it, and got it. So for me, it's a belief thing. But if you stop getting them, if you're not able to hit that pass, the belief might start to go out a little bit. And I also think Tomlin just wanted to get a little troll on the back end because there's no doubt that the Ravens have been a team that on 4th down, especially 4th and short, they feel like they're built for it, and consistently they're going after it. And for the most part, it's been great results for them. It just didn't work out this time.
Yeah, and I look at defensively, they lost Marlon Humphrey, their best defensive back, and it wasn't like he was having an all-pro year or even a Pro Bowl year, but he's a guy that everybody looks to. He's getting paid a heck of a lot of money, and that's a huge, huge loss for those guys.
Let's see this AFC playoff picture right now. That's a big loss for the Baltimore Ravens that you just hit on. So here's how the playoffs currently sit 9-4 are the New England Patriots. They already have that 1 seed in the AFC. Man, that didn't take long. So you still got the Titans hanging out there at the 2, but that's a team that's very beat up. Baltimore has played some sloppy football, but still found ways to win those games late. What's going through your mind looking at this AFC playoff picture right now?
I get excited when I see the Patriots, okay, the Chiefs, and the Colts. Those are the teams. There's a lot going on with the 2 and 3 seeds with the Titans and the Ravens. But when I look at the Colts, the way they're running the ball, the way Carson Wentz is playing with such confidence, they got a good defense. The Colts are a team that I wouldn't want to play. I wouldn't want to really sneak up on the Colts because they're big, they're physical, their offensive line. We talked about left guard Quentin Nelson getting healthier. Seems like he's starting to play a little better. Hey, if it's any of these teams, I don't want to play the Colts in that run game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Steelers still lingering. The other team that could get interesting, and they would have to get healthy, and I almost don't know how healthy that Baker Mayfield can get given just this slew of injuries that he's battling through, but their defense to me looks really talented. If Baker in this offense, it's always going to be a run-dominant offense, but if Baker can just get a little bit healthier and just do enough in that passing game, I mean, how good was Myles Garrett against the Ravens on that Sunday night game? That is a very talented defense if Baker can just give them something at the quarterback spot.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.